of this tournament. It's as good as advertised. Both teams hit better than 300 in that third game. Larson and Pavin have combined for 33 kills, while Cynthia Barboza, 9 kills and 8 errors. And they went on a 9-3 run to close out Game 3 to take control of the match.
Really gave Stanford a taste of its own medicine. That's what Stanford's excelled in all season. When the wheels are coming off for Stanford, you're seeing breakdowns in defense, breakdowns in blocking, and breakdowns in passing. Credit Nebraska for upping its level of play.
Jordan Larson with the big serve. Keogh. Waller with another kill as she continues to add to her career high now with 16.
She's really picking up the slack for Barboza, and because they haven't been able to run the middle as much, they've relied on her.
Barboza with the service error.
Into the Husker lineup is Tracy Stalls. Back to serve, Danny Busboom.
Danny Busboom to serve in that number 18 jersey. She idolized former Husker great Allison Weston growing up.
Kill by Francie Gerard.
Francie Gerard gets the kill. Weston, of course, wore that 18 jersey.
Back to serve, Jessica Fishburne.
She's really the face of Nebraska volleyball when it came and got on the map. I mean, it was all about Allison Weston and everything that she did for this program.
Sarah Pavin. Things going Nebraska's way to start out Game 4.
Point Huskers. Back to serve for Nebraska, Sarah Pavin.
Start to see a bit of frustration on the Stanford side of the net. Waller again sliding behind. What a get by Busboom to keep it up. And Pavin with the finish cross court.
And John Dunning told us before the match the key is digging Pavin. We're not going to block her. And for about the last 5 kills, they've been unable to do that. Pavin going inside the block this time, and Stanford just turning and looking at each other.
The body language not good right now for the Cardinal. Keogh looking to Richards. Wow. Pavin with good defense. Stalls knocked it over. Back to Pavin. Rejected by Richards, the senior who wants to go out with another title.
And Richards has quietly put this team on her back. She's passing, she's taking balls away from people because she knows that she's the better passer. She's blocking, she's hitting out of the back row. She's doing everything she can.
There she is again at the net with the solo rejection. There was a chance for Stanford. They go right back to Richards, and she gets the kill.
Kill by Kristen Richards.
This is exactly what she did against Missouri. Believe it or not, Stanford was down against Missouri in Game 5. She knew that there was about 10 minutes left in her career, and she didn't bail out. Instead, she took over.
Richards has the double-double tonight as well. Stanford can pick up another one. Akinrado knocks it down. And Stanford has come back to tie it up.
And how quickly the momentum can turn. Run the middle, get your senior leader to take over, and boom, you're back in it.
And Ginamani serving. Larson out of the back. Akinrado put it right off of Larson's noggin.
Point Stanford.
Service error, point Huskers.
Into the Husker lineup.
Busboom wisely let that one go. Rachel Schwartz to serve in a tie game here in the 4th. Barboza, the pass to Keogh, looking to Richards. Missed that one wide with only one blocker up.
Yeah, that's something you don't see very often, and she knows it. Wide open court with just one-on-one. Advantage goes to the hitter. If you've got 2 blockers up, the advantage goes to the block most of the time.
Over 20 hitting errors apiece, and the service error.
Wide point, Stanford. Back to serve for the Cardinal, Kristen Richards.
Back-to-back miscues on both sides of the net. Now Richards will serve. Holloway goes to Larson. Oh, right off of Namani.
Jordan Larson. Point Nebraska.
With the facial.
Into the Husker lineup, Amanda Gate. Back
The
to serve,
friendly
Brittany
six-pack
Stahl.
by Jordan Larson. Look at her nail it down the line. Boom. NG right where she's supposed to be, but wasn't expecting all that power.
Keough. Akinradawo
Kill
finds the
by
deep
Beluga
corner.
Akinradawo. Point Stanford. In for the Cardinal, Francie Gerard. Serving, Beluga Akinradawo.
Akinradawo will serve. Holloway. Missing it long is Amanda
It is
Gates.
long. Point
Interesting that John
Stanford.
Cook has used Gates here in Game 4, used her in Game 3 as well. Known for her good defense and ability to block, not as much for her offense.
Good bounce for the Cardinal. Good defense from the Huskers. Big point there for Nebraska.
Point Nebraska. Holloway to serve for the Huskers.
Keough. And the block.
Almost a block. Jordan
Gates and Larson were there.
Huskers.
Nebraska with the edge in blocking. Dominated by Stanford in Game 1, but they have responded.
No communication for the Cardinal.
Larson cannot make them pay. Barboza off the block and
Kill
wide.
by Cynthia Barboza. Point Stanford. Into the Cardinal lineup is Aaron Waller.
Cardinal,
Back to serve, Bryn Kehoe.
if they try and establish their All-American a little bit, picking up her 10th kill. 4 different Cardinal now in double digits. Track down. The tip. Oh, what a play by Larson to come swooping in and keep it on the other side.
Into the Nebraska lineup is Danny Mancuso.
Gerard thought it was wide open.
Serve, Jordan
And Larson just in the zone. Look at the athleticism, swooping in from the right side of the court. She is going so aggressively to every play.
Struggled in the semis, and she has been awesome here in the final.
Kill by Cynthia Barboza. Point Stanford.
Barboza gets the
to
point, but
serve.
6 kills in the semis and 18 tonight.
She could have gone in either direction tonight, and it talks about her mental toughness, the way she's performed this evening.
Mancuso off the fingers.
Danny Mancuso. Point Nebraska.
Point for the
Into
Huskers.
the Husker lineup is Tracy Stahl. Serving Danny Busboom.
Mancuso now into double digits with 10 kills.
Watch him serve the middle of the court to Fishburne.
Waller blocked. Mancuso and Stalls.
Point Huskers.
Nebraska taking ownership of the net now.
And Nebraska has not been known as a blocking team this year. In the past, that's been their bread and butter, but this year, they're known more for being a scrambling defensive team. Usually every year they lead the nation in blocking, but 19th this year.
Richards sent back by Pavin.
Stats don't tell the whole story, though. When push comes to shove, blocking ruling supreme for the Huskers.
Over 17,000 on hand. A new collegiate record crowd at Quest Center in Omaha. #1 Nebraska and #2 Stanford. The 2 dominant programs of the last decade in women's college volleyball meeting for the first time ever in the national championship match. Nebraska leading 2-1, and they can close it out and take home the title. About an hour's ride from here back to Lincoln, where they can win this 4th game. Nebraska in white, Stanford in the dark jerseys, and a point for the Cardinal.
By Francie Gerard. Point Stanford.
The Huskers have been so good in their home state, 57 matches in a row, including 6 in this building over the last 2 seasons.
And one of the great home court advantages in Omaha at the Coliseum, a venue just for volleyball, sells out every night.
90 consecutive sellouts on their home court for Nebraska. One of the amazing programs that was engineered by Terry Pettit and now John Cook. And the Cardinal, well, they're going for the 7th NCAA title. John Dunning, his 5th as a head coach. That would be the most ever.
Kill by Sarah Pavin. Point, Nebraska. Back to serve for the Huskers, Sarah Pavin.
Of course, the history tonight starts with just the folks here at the Quest Center. 17,209 sold out in a day. Sold out actually quicker than the Paul McCartney concert that went on sale around the same time. Akinrado with the kill.
Into the Cardinal lineup.
Not that we would condone such behavior, but they were scalping tickets out front. They've been lined up for hours waiting to get inside the building.
This whole city has been a sea of red all week long. The key for Stanford, quiet that sea of red in this game.
Akinrado, there's Busboom. Off of Richards, and Pavin's got another kill. That's 19 now on the night. She and Jordan Larson have combined for 37 in the match.
And no surprise, that's been the duo that's led this team all season long.
Rachel Schwartz serving. Keogh, Akinrado, Busboom again. The libero there with the defense.
Back row attack.
Back row attack whistled against Pavin.
Back to serve for the Cardinal, Kristen Richards.
Pavin, as a back row player, has to take off behind the white 10-foot line, otherwise it's illegal.
Richards floats one. Stalls, knocks it through the floor.
Point, Nebraska.
Stahl's dad, very proud. Her dad, Dave, played for both the Raiders and the Cowboys in a Super Bowl. No surprise where she got her athleticism from.
The junior from Denver. Oh, Akinrado pounds the sport court.
Stanford.
There's Dave. Don't see any Super Bowl rings on those fingers. Oh, there it is. There's some serious bling. The nice wedding band, and then boom.
Daughter looking to pick up some bling of her own with a championship. That one missed wide. Point Stanford.
Point Stanford.
They have been the #1 seed heading into the NCAA tournament the last 2 years and could not get the title. They're the #1 seed again this season. Dealing with that pressure all season long and having the chance to play pretty much at home here in the semis and in the final. And John Dunning and the Cardinal, they just keep rolling along. They're looking for a 7th title here tonight. Another tough serve, and Fishburne can't handle it.
And John Dunning, doing everything he can think of, has brought in Lizzie Suter off the bench in the middle, but the passing has truly been what's plagued them. No communication, and Nebraska has just attacked Jessica Fishburne all night long.
Barbosa kept up by Nebraska. Chance for the Huskers. They go to Pavin.
Oh, Lizzie Suter saying she didn't touch that ball. If she didn't, then that's a great play by Stanford. John Dunning up off the bench, asking our down official, Kathy Ferrucchio, whether or not she saw a touch.
The point goes to Nebraska. They are up 4 now.
Now watch number 13 right here in the middle of the court. As she comes down, the ball gets popped up. Now does she touch it right here? I think she swings and misses. If that's the case, there's the second contact and there's the third. Hard to say. We have a benefit of replay. They don't.
Keogh looking for Girard for the kill.
By Francie Girard. Point Stanford. Into the Cardinal lineup is Aaron
10
Waller.
kills now for Girard as Waller returns and Namani goes out. Bryn Keogh serving. Holloway to Pavin.
How many times have we seen Sarah Pavin hit and the ball touches the ground without any Stanford defender being near it? They've got to make some adjustments to their defense.
She is finding the holes right now, and Stanford will call a timeout. The co-libero of the year in the Big 12 Conference had a terrific match in the semis, a career high in digs, and she's got 20 more of them here tonight. Looking to end her career with a national championship. The Huskers are getting closer.
And it's amazing to see what Danny Busboom has done for this squad this year. A year ago, the starting setter didn't have a position entering fall camp, won that of the libero, and her theme all year has been love, finding love again for the sport and for her coaching staff following a tumultuous offseason. Very candid.
Waller long.
It is long. Point Nebraska.
6 points from the match.
Net serve, point Stanford.
Gets a break.
Back to serve for the Cardinals.
This is a good point scoring rotation for Stanford with Barboza behind the line. If she goes for it, she can't be tentative from the serve. They need to score points in a hurry. And now Lizzie Suter back into the ball game in the front row. Fight a little bit more athleticism over the injured Gerard.
Barboza with the serve. Holloway. Mancuso blocked off of her for the Stanford point.
And making John Dunning look like a genius, bringing Suter in as a blocking specialist.
Holloway looking for Pavin. Through the block.
Into the Cardinal, Francie Gerard for the Huskers. Tracy's goal.
Seeing the most animation we've seen out of Sarah's parents all week long.
A lot of the friends and families haven't seen much of the Huskers this year. They've spent all their free time in Lincoln working on their game, hoping they would get a chance to make amends for their disappointing loss in last year's national championship match. Busboom, another good play defensively. Pavin dug up. Richards had to push it over. Busboom back to Pavin. Waller, pop back over and out of bounds.
Kill by Aaron Waller, point Stanford.
Nebraska
into the Cardinal lineup.
hovering 3 points away from the title.
And right now, the most important thing for Nebraska, play each point. You cannot think about that trophy. It's the hardest thing in the world not to.
Mancuso blocked. Pop back over by Busboom. Akinladawo dug up. Richards, free ball. Pavin. Kept alive by Stanford. And over. Holloway stalls. 2 points away from their third national championship. Sarah Pavin serving. Stanford will not go away.
Into the Cardinal lineup and serving NG Namani.
Career high 18 kills for Waller. NG Namani is on. Larson out of the back is blocked. Akinladawo and Richards were there.
One of the few mistakes we've seen from Jordan Larson all night long. Larson, to me, has been the X factor in this match.
Timeout called by Nebraska. Stanford without a timeout.
Serving for the Cardinal, NC
I've seen comebacks like this in rally scoring, but it is hard and it does take perfection.
They need something close to a 7-0 run to do it. Richards, there's one.
Kill by Kristen Richards, point Stanford.
They've scored 3 in a row. Holloway to Stalls, there's 2.
Stop clock, Kristen Richards, Luka Huckeradowo, point Cardinal.
Kristen Richards will do everything in her power to keep her team playing and forcing a 5th and decisive game. It's all about getting Nebraska tight right now.
They trailed 28-21 here in game 4. Nemani just serving to keep it in play. Mancuso. And it's match point, championship point for Nebraska. They will have 4 chances to capture the title. Rachel Schwartz to serve. Missed it long.
Stanford.
Gutsy decision by the Cardinal to let that one slide.
Yeah, if it's close, you play it. I can't imagine the match ending on that.
3 more match points.
They're checking their server. So much on the line, you tend to forget what rotation you're in, who's up to bat.
It'll be Kristen Richards. Back row, Pavin. Blocked. Nemani looks to Barboza. Holloway, Jordan Larson. Back to Barboza for Stanford. And the kill.
By Cynthia Barboza, point Stanford.
They fought off 2 match points. Timeout, Nebraska. They have been preparing ever since, knowing that they would be playing in front of their own fans here in Omaha, trying to close out a pesky 2 seed as the Stanford Cardinal have taken 6 of the last 7 points, and we are still at championship point for the Huskers. Holloway to Jordan Larson. It's over. A slice of Husker heaven in Omaha as they win the 2006 National Championship.
An emotional end to some fabulous careers at Stanford for Kristen Richards, NG Nemani, and Lizzie Suter.
And that concludes tonight's championship match. Our final score. Nebraska
Fittingly ended by Jordan Larson, who was spectacular tonight. 19 kills, 15 digs, along with Sarah Pavin. 22 kills, 13 digs.
And the naming of the all-tournament team.
Meanwhile, does it get any better than this? Hoisting the national championship trophy in front of 17,000 Husker fans.
They graduated 2 All-Americans. The reaction on match point, and the celebration begins in Omaha